Okay, hello again. So I'm going to do lesson two now, um, in the lessons of Introduction to Arabic, I guess we can call it. Um, so I want to talk a little bit about connecting um, in two ways. Connecting letters to form words, and this is the conventional way, of learning Arabic. You learn the letters, and then you learn how to, you know, like make words. Um, but I also want to bring some research into this because that's the part that I enjoy more um, about language. So before I explain this part, I just want to elaborate on the last point that we talked about last time, which is um, have somebody to join your journey in learning language. um, I was thinking about this earlier, that it's a fact that we use language with people. So it's not one of those skills that you can just do on your own. So up until now, if you've been trying to learn something that does require socializing and you're not socializing, chances are it's going to be slow progress and it might lead to you leaving it out or, leaving it behind. So the way people used to learn language before is just like, immersion. And you just go to a country or you go to a group of people that speak that language and you start picking things up. Um, if it's feasible, go for it. But if it's not, and if it might be too overwhelming and you have other, um, you know, priorities in life, then as long as you have somebody or a group of people and a very strong purpose. And I think at our time, and for people who are done with school and stuff, it has to include some sort of financial gain because um, if you don't have a very strong motive in that sense, in that way, I don't know. I feel like um, you just don't invest enough in it, or it kind of drains you or dries you out if you're paying for it. Anyway, um, just thoughts that you could keep in mind. So last time we talked about these letters, and let me ask some questions that you can answer um, just to refresh. How many letters did we say there were? Um, and what do you notice about the groups of letters? Um, and then think of the three ways that we talked about um, and how to practice and practice while enjoying. So I'm going to share with you a new activity or, an activity that's, common in language learning, but in this case, um, this has been researched and it has specific conclusions. So let me share this. Um, Sometimes when people learn language or you buy a book, you find that the units are based on topics. But the way language works naturally is it's something that like transfers across topics in a typical day, if that makes sense. So if you want to try to follow someone's natural day, you start with the morning. And I just have a picture of a breakfast here that looks very delicious. This is a Syrian breakfast. If you haven't guessed yet, um, I don't know how typical it is. There are some things that feel like it's missing. So you kind of start in the morning and pick up vocabulary from things that happened early in your day. And then you move on to midday or wherever you are outside during the day. I was looking for pictures of lunchtime. And this is what I got. I like the greenery. So basically, instead of working across topics, I would try to incorporate like a typical day or a typical situation. And that's how some conversation boxes are in some of these books. So that's, I don't know, seems more natural. And then you move on to the end of the day. So what you're doing is you're motivating yourself to have vocabulary of different points in the day that will pop up into your head. And that's a form of repetition, as opposed to if you learn a chapter that's only on food, it might just start popping only when you see that food, or it might just never pop up. So we can't force language into our brain and we can't force it out. So let's try to see if I can write some words here from things we see in the picture. Maybe you do recognize some things in Arabic. If you do, you can write them down. If you've seen the actual word before. If not, let's try to write them here. I'll keep this lesson short. And that's another thing. Don't rush. Like, you don't have to cram anything, especially now that I'm doing these outside the classroom and outside school settings. Like, oh, I wish we could just sometimes slow down in curriculums and stuff. So I'm going to go through the pictures, writing some words, and then I'll see if the video is not too long, then I'll talk a little bit about the theory of connecting, I guess, or how we actually connect things. So let's see. Let's take one thing that you see here. Let's see. I don't know. So many different things, but maybe something that we associate with every morning is the sun, and that is Shams. So as opposed to me just writing it, kind of want to see if we can work our brains together, writing the word Shams or sun. So let's go back here. If you did practice or you've seen these letters before, can you find where Sheen is? So, this is Sheen. Sh. And then we're looking for Shems. So meme. Let you look around. And here is the meme. Shems. So one more letter. And it is here. So let's try to write Shems and see how we connect things. So some things are going to be cut off from these letters. Let's go back here and come here, pen. So sh. We're going to cut the last part of the sheen. Okay, this is not as easy to write on. This is so funny. Oh, better than not doing anything at all. So as you can see, I'm not doing the final dip of the sheen. And also tell me what's missing on the meme. As you guessed, I'm not going down because I need to put the scene. Okay. Yay. So we want sun. And immediately your brain is going to do this. So hopefully your brain has a nicer image of the sun. So something like this is going to pop into your brain. So you see Shams, you cannot, like, again, you can't cram it into your brain, but every morning, if you do end up, for example, writing Shams somewhere near the window, it'll pop up by itself, like naturally. Okay, let's go to midday and see something here. Oh, see, there's still Shams. I mean, everybody kind of learns their own vocabulary based on what they like and what they enjoy. And I do like parks and trees. So maybe that's one thing that will pop up to me in the picture. Kind of hard to miss it, but I don't know. As opposed to all the other pictures that showed midday, I liked the outdoor more than, crammed offices and things like that. But I don't know. So let's write tree. Um, and this time I'll just write it here, and then you can focus on, again, what I'm doing to cut the letters. And since some of you, I'm sure, have seen Arabic letters before, maybe you can try to say this before I say it. This letter should be familiar. Okay. This is Sheen. And then this letter. And this letter. And we do have masculinity and femininity in Arabic, so we end with this version of the ta, and it's a closed ta, and it signifies femininity of a word. So shajara, shajara, okay, and that is tree. So I cut the sheen, I cut the jim, I didn't connect that all with anything, and I put a ta and I closed it. So that's midday. So hopefully wherever you go, you can be like, oh, cool, shajara. And another thing is, sometimes people are like, oh, your vocabulary teaching is too slow, but you gotta appreciate these words. Like shajara means a lot to our lives, so learning what a tree is should, bring about a connection between you and these words. So vocabulary is not just vocabulary. They should be very special words in your life. So yeah, shajara it is from this picture. Next is the evening time. I don't know what pops up to you in this picture, but I do love water. Water. I don't know, what are they? Bodies of water, I guess. Natural bodies of water. So whatever this is, I don't know. It's a lake or a river. Who knows? Oh yeah, no, sorry. This is a picture of Egypt. So this is the Nile. Yeah, now I remember. So this is a picture I picked from Egypt. I thought it was pretty cool of the sunset, except this is not very accurate. It's usually very busy. But anyway, let's write river. And I'm sure some of you heard what this word is before because of the Nile. And the word is the noon. This is ha in the middle of a word. The one we've seen before was this one. And this is ra. So nahr. Nahr. Nahr is river. Okay, quick practice. What was the word for sun? And what was the word for tree? And what was the word for river? Hopefully you remember them. If not, we practice them again tomorrow, so no cramming. We promised each other. So yeah, so basically, if you sit with someone who already knows the target language, and you kind of have breakfast with them again and again and again, the way people used to learn language before, you start picking up words. So definitely befriend some target language friends. And let's see. Well, could talk about connections for now. And then I'll end there. Just switch my keyboard to Arabic and see if this goes smoothly. If not, then I'll leave it to another lesson. So starting from the first letter, alif doesn't connect after it. It only connects from, like, with the letter that's before it. So even if I try to type like, you know, if I wanted to type the word or the name Ahmed, try to stay relevant to the pictures, but Ahmed always, it's the word that we go to. So if, as you see, as I'm trying to write Ahmed, it will just not connect with the ha. But if I put ha first and then put the alif, it will connect. So a doesn't connect, okay? Ba, ta, and tha connect before and after. So they look exactly the way they look, and you can add any letters to it and they will connect unless that letter is the one that doesn't connect. So let's see, connect them all. There, as you see, it just got a bit shorter. Basically, just make it a bit shorter if you're writing it in the middle or in the beginning. And then in the end, they usually look long and normal, and in their normal size. Jim, ha, ha also all connect, so they lose the bottom part of their shape, full shape, and you just put them together. Jim, ha, and ha. So if I connect them, you'll see that they will connect this way. Jim, ha, ha. And then the last one, as you notice, will always become the full letter. Okay. And dal, dal are the same as dal, dal, ra, zai are the same as alif, as in they only connect before, not after. So dal, dal, ra. Let's stay uniform. Dal, dal, ra, zai will not connect. So if I write them all together, you'll see that they will not connect. But if I, again, add a ha, for example, before one of them, it will connect. So let me move this here and show another example. So ha with a dal or za, see, any of them will connect. They just won't be recognized like if you try to connect them after. And then we have, I'd say, sad, bod, ba, and la all connect before and after. Let me do sa and la alone because I want you to see what it's losing. Oh, and seen and sheen, sorry. Seen, sheen, sad, dad will connect in from both sides. And as you guessed, they will lose the dip. So if I connect them here, seen, sheen, sad, dad, dad. And as you noticed, this happened again. And then I'm thinking, let's stop here. No rush again. Let's stop here. If you're keen and you might be taking notes or practicing, then let's just stop here because it's halfway. And then we'll talk about the rest of them next time. And could just look at the pictures and see if you recognize any words. And perhaps also play the first clip and listen to the sounds. Anyway, as long as you get some, language stimulus a little bit every day, you'll make the connections. Your brain will make the connections for you as well. All right. Thanks for tuning in today. Okay. Goodbye. If you have any questions, again, you can put it in the comments. Um, and if you have any suggestions, and yeah, I'm just playing around with these videos for now. Um, I'm gonna try to make, I don't know, better ones next time and less like, um, you know, less on the spot kind of. But for now, I just wanna like get the ball rolling, I guess, break the ice. Okay, goodbye.